Module number 3, Houses, Water, and Waste Management. Everything is connected to everything else. This principle is very important to remember when creating sustainable agriculture systems. You can work with this principle for future benefits, or ignore it for future detriment. This principle is also applicable for the home and living area, including the kitchen, washing area, and toilet. Every house is affected by the land and surrounding environment, for example, by rainfall, erosion, and flooding, by wind, temperature, the type of soil, rocks, and trees, water availability, diseases, such as from mosquitoes. To help reduce or prevent future problems, all these factors should be taken into consideration when building or removing the house and living area. Every house also affects its surrounding environment, for example, by using food, firewood, cooking fuel, electricity, cleaning materials, and other household needs, which produce waste in the form of smoke, rubbish, wastewater, and human waste. By farming practices that make the environment beautiful. Following are some methods to reduce our negative impact on the environment. Reduce the amount of polluting material used, such as plastic bags. Reduce pollution, like from burning garbage. Reuse wastes, such as animal and human waste. Filter polluted materials from wastewater before the water returns to the river. Community ideas. There are many ideas for improving the quality of the home and living area which can be organized, applied, and managed on a community level. Appropriate improvements will be better and less expensive if the community works together. This can be achieved through community meetings and group agreement. It is important that everyone understands, gives inputs, and has a sense of ownership of these community improvement projects. It is also important to work with the government on a district and national level. This module will explain 1. How to create a house or living area that is comfortable, healthy, and functional while minimizing resources and costs, e.g. using windbreaks, improving water supply, natural light, and ventilation. 2. How to clean and dispose of waste, and if possible even turn waste into something useful, e.g. compost. 3. How to maximize use of natural resources and make them last longer, e.g. buildings of stone or clay, treating bamboo, and much more. 4. Ideas for improving the house and living area on a family, community, and national level. How to create a healthy house. A healthy house is practical, long-lasting, and makes life easier and better while reducing costs. It is important to have a house you can be proud of that looks beautiful on the inside as well as the outside. These considerations can all be combined. Making your house better does not necessarily have to cost more money. In fact, there are many ways to improve a house and living quality which will also provide extra resources for your garden and livestock, such as fertilizer for fruit trees, water for vegetable plots, and animal fodder. When you build a house or improve an existing house, it is important to take into consideration the following factors. 1. House location. Build the house in a good location. Take into consideration the possibility of landslides, the possibility of flooding, from what direction strong wind comes, the location of the closest water source, how much sunlight there is, trees to provide shade. Sometimes there is not a lot of choice as to where you will build a house, but there are always many ways of reducing potential problems, which can help to create a better and more comfortable living area. 2. Ways to reduce risks. There are some things that can be done to reduce risks, such as stop erosion and reduce the risk of landslides. Above the house, swales can be built to catch water and soil. Direct the water slowly to one side, away from the house. This water can then be stored and reused for ponds below the house, compost pits, or vegetable gardens. It is also important to plant strong trees to protect the soil and water, such as reduce the risk of flooding. Reforesting mountains and riverbanks is the best long-term solution to reduce the risk of flooding, such as reduce the risk of fire. Fire will travel quickly uphill with the help of wind. If there is a high risk of fires, use fire breaks and other ways to stop fire on the path it could take, such as reduce the risk of house damage from strong winds. If possible, don't build on top of hills and plant many trees to create windbreaks. Community idea: preventing disasters. Preventing disasters is an issue for every family, community, and nation. Rivers and river banks must be protected to reduce the risk of flooding. Planting trees, bamboo and grasses along the riverbank will help reduce the risk of flooding and erosion. Reforesting community land will help reduce the risk of landslides. 3. Compatibility with climate. There are many different kinds of climate conditions. A house should be designed to suit the climate of the area in which it is built. Mountain areas can be very cold at night, so materials such as brick, rock, or mud brick are the best to use as they will help keep the house warm at night. Coastal areas are hot, so materials such as bamboo, wood paneling, and grass thatch will help to keep the house much cooler than wood, cement, and brick. An open house with an outdoor living area and good airflow will also help to keep the house more comfortable. Opening windows is also important. However, security is also an important consideration, so rooms that can be locked should also be built. Midland areas between the mountain and ocean are best suited for combination houses, with rooms that will stay warm and other areas that are open. All tropical areas get hot, so outdoor shade structures can help to make the living area much more comfortable. Trees surrounding the outside of a house can also help to improve climate conditions by providing shade, reducing winds, and cooling the air. 4. Good health and disease prevention. Much disease and illness can be prevented, or the effects can be reduced by well-designed and well-built houses. This is especially true for the kitchen area. Problem: smoke causes chest and breathing problems, which can cause TB, tuberculosis. Solutions: well-ventilated kitchens, use smoke chimneys, pipes, minimizing use of smoke-producing stoves and ovens, don't use firewood. Problems: mosquitoes spread malaria, dengue fever, and many other diseases, they breed in still water. Solutions: don't let water lay in puddles, pools. Cover all tanks and water containers. Place mosquito netting on house windows. Use mosquito netting when sleeping. Problem: disease can spread because of an unhealthy, unsanitary washing area. Solution: a well-built washing area is one that can easily be kept clean. Use drainage systems that quickly drain wash water. A simple filter system to clean washing water. Problem: disease can spread because of dirty, open toilets. Solution: use compost toilets and build toilets which prevent animals or insects from touching or eating human waste. Use toilets instead of rivers. Applying good toilet hygiene. Problem: mice, dogs, cats, cockroaches, flies, etc. can spread disease, especially if they eat food or manure. Solution: keep all food in containers to prevent disease contamination. Prevent animals from entering the kitchen. Build a house that is easy to clean. Wash hands before eating. Problem: mold and damp walls can cause chest infection and breathing problems. Solution: dry floors and living area. A roof that is not damaged or leaky. Keep rain away from the walls. A well-ventilated house. Problem: burning rubbish produces smoke, which can cause health problems. Solution: recycle rubbish as much as possible. Only burn rubbish in a specific area far from the house and children. 5. A house that is easy to clean. A house that is easy to clean will reduce problems and improve health. A cement or stone floor is easy to clean. Walkways made from small or large stones can be built between the kitchen, house, washing area, and toilet to prevent spreading mud and dirt, which will also reduce the spread of disease. 6. Waste management. Waste includes food scraps, wastewater, human feces and urine, plastic, paper, tin cans, bottles, smoke, ash, leaves, old car and bike parts, used oil, and many other types of waste. Waste includes rubbish and pollution that is created when products are made and distributed. Other types of waste are created when we use energy, like smoke from diesel generators. We contribute to the production of waste when we buy products and use energy. A well-designed house reduces the amount of waste it produces. Being responsible for what you buy and use will benefit the future and help to protect the environment. Following are some important guidelines that can be applied. Reduce waste that is produced. Reuse or recycle as much as possible. Be responsible about disposal. Good waste management means separating waste and turning most of it into beneficial products. For example, leaves are a valuable mulch material which can be used to fertilize gardens. Food scraps can be used as animal fodder. Used water can be run through water trenches for use in the garden. Compost wastewater from the washing area by flowing it to banana trees. Compost toilets turn human waste into fertilizer. Wood ash can be used in compost and liquid compost. Use plastic containers for storing seeds or seedlings. Aqua bottles have many uses. Tin cans can be used as seedling containers and watering cans. Paper can be added to compost pits. Used glass bottles can be cleaned and reused to store honey, oil, coconut oil, etc. Old tires, cans, or broken buckets can be reused as seedling containers and flower pots. And there are still many more examples. Bad waste management means burning everything, letting animals eat human waste, and leaving used water laying in puddles on the ground. And even worse waste management is dumping rubbish in the rivers. This causes pollution in rivers and oceans, which can create even greater problems in the future. It also looks ugly and spoils the beauty of our environment. Burning waste. Some waste may still be burned. If rubbish, especially plastic, is burned at a very high heat, it creates much less smoke, which is better for people and the environment. A circle of rocks around an area can create a place for rubbish to be burned. Put the rubbish into plastic bags and place in the burning area until there is enough rubbish to be burned all at once. This will help to create heat and reduce smoke pollution. Suggestions for the waste burning area. Keep the top covered and make sure everything is burned. This will also prevent dogs from entering. Leave holes in the rocks to let air enter, which will help speed up the burning process and keep the temperature high. Position the burning area far from the house and not in the way of wind blowing toward houses. Don't let children stand near the smoke and break it in. It is poisonous. Remember, this is, I believe, from Indonesia, not America. So there are probably different laws in different countries about this. Community and government ideas. As soon as possible, build waste dumps in every village or district. This will greatly improve waste management, especially city waste. However, waste should always be separated and recycled first. Then only the remaining rubbish be disposed of through waste dumps. Examples of waste recycling. Using old tires to make terraces. They are used in the same way as rocks are used to make swales or terraces. Trees can be planted below or even inside the used tires. Making compost from leaves, manure, etc. In small villages and communities where rubbish is burned, a community waste burning area can be made to reduce smoke and environmental problems. This area can be made of large rocks or coral, in the same way that it would be made for family use, only larger. Make a circle about 2 meters wide and 1 meter high. It is important for governments and communities to start thinking about the future and to take action to create effective systems for waste storage and recycling. Give extra attention and focus to types of waste, such as toxic waste, including used car oil, batteries, tires, and medical waste, glass bottles and tins, scrap metal, plastic. Recycling materials will slowly replace burning them. But remember, the best way to deal with waste is by not creating it in the first place. As a substitute, use natural, locally available materials whenever possible. 7. Reducing water and energy use. Water is a precious resource that often takes hard work to collect. This module offers many ideas for collecting and storing water. But first, it is most important to reduce water usage. Even in cities and villages that have piped water, it is very important to only use what is needed to ensure there will be enough water for use in the future. Water-saving ideas for in the home. Always turn off taps after use. Make a compost toilet. It only uses small amounts of water. Reuse all kitchen and washing water for watering gardens. Use buckets and sinks for washing, and don't leave the water continuously flowing while washing. Energy is the fuel needed for a house. Wood, kerosene, electricity, generators, gas, petrol, oil, and even candles all provide energy. The price of oil and petrol is expensive and will only become more expensive as supplies won't last forever. It is very important that people all over the world reduce energy use and change to using renewable energy. Some types of renewable energy are solar panels, micro hydro generators, biogas generators, and wind generators. For more information about energy, see Module 12, Appropriate Technology. It is also important to use stoves and ovens that use only a small amount of firewood or none, or that use gas. Trees are being used very quickly and are being cut down much faster than they are growing back. This is already a big problem for the environment and will only get worse unless changes are made. There are places in the world now where people have to walk all day just to collect firewood. Is this the future we want? All right, let me read that again. Energy is the fuel needed for a house. Wood, kerosene, electricity generators, gas, petrol, oil, and even candles all provide energy. The price of oil and petrol is expensive and will only become more expensive as supplies won't last forever. It is very important that people all over the world reduce energy use and change to using renewable energy. Some types of renewable energy are solar panels, micro hydro generators, biogas generators, and wind generators. For more information about energy, see Module 12, Appropriate Technology. It is also important to use stoves and ovens that use only a small amount of firewood or none, or that use gas. Trees are being used very quickly and are being cut down much faster than they are growing back. This is already a big problem for the environment, and it will only get worse unless changes are made. There are places in the world now where people have to walk all day just to collect firewood. Is this the future we want? 8. A long-lasting house. Wood, bamboo, plywood, and grass thatch are all natural materials that are comfortable and fairly inexpensive. However, they often only last 4 or 5 years, or sometimes less, after which they need to be replaced. By choosing and treating the right material, especially bamboo, it will last a few years longer. Reducing rotting by keeping the ground dry will also help to increase the amount of time materials last. Stone or clay will last much longer than cement blocks. By covering the surface of stone, cement blocks, clay blocks, and other building material with a render, they will last much longer. Clay, sand, cement, cow manure, lime, and water are examples of materials used as a render. It is also common to cement block walls. Read further to learn more about these techniques. Building a house. Start with a plan. Include the whole family in the designing process so that all of their needs can be addressed. Women often spend a lot of time around the house and therefore will have many ideas about how needs can be met and how to deal with issues of health and cleanliness. Remember, this is from another country. This could include materials to use and ideas for making the home more beautiful. If these needs are met, it will save time and labor, while improving the lifestyle of the whole family. For example, planting grapevines and passion fruit will provide shade and a cool area outside the house, as well as produce fruit for the family. House designs. Every region has its own designs for local traditional houses. These houses reflect the climate and available materials, as well as the taste of the people who live there. Brick houses generally are based on Portuguese designs, and more recently, Indonesian designs. Sometimes the materials used are not suitable for climate conditions, especially for houses built in coastal areas. It is important to choose building materials that suit the local climate. The shape and size of a house will have impacts on its temperature, comfort, strength, durability, and its resistance to disasters. Smart ideas. A curved wall is stronger than a straight one, and more beautiful too. A house can be built with indoor and outdoor living areas. Combine traditional house designs with modern house designs. The position of the rooms is very important. A room that faces the afternoon sun will be the hottest room during the night. For example, a room that faces the afternoon sun is very appropriate for colder areas, but not appropriate for coastal areas. A veranda or shade structure can be built at the west side of the house, where the sun sets, to help keep the house cooler during the night. Building a house on stilts, poles, will improve ventilation and reduce the risk of flooding. A wide roof will reduce the amount of direct sunlight reaching the walls. This will help to cool down a house built in a hot area. In areas with strong winds, a four-sided roof is better than a two-sided one for preventing wind damage. This is because the wind blows over the top instead of underneath, which can sometimes even blow off the roof. Be creative and decorative. Future development and changes can also be planned. For example, if you build a small house now because of limited materials or money, plan which rooms you would like to add on in the future. Building materials. The most common building materials used are wood, plywood, bamboo, grass thatch, brick, cement, and tin. These are widely known and need no explanation of how to use them. Bamboo, clay, stone, and other traditional building materials have been used for a very long time and are good building materials if used properly. Some simple ideas and techniques on how to use them will be explained in this book. Clay. If built properly, a clay, mud brick, or clay brick walled house can last for a very long time. In some countries, there are clay or mud brick houses that are 100 to 200 years old or more. There are many areas that have good clay for making mud bricks or building clay walls. Clay houses stay much cooler in hot climates than do cement block houses, but good ventilation is still very important. Clay walls store heat throughout the day. At night, clay walls will slowly release this stored heat and help to keep the house warm. Clay houses are very suitable for areas that get colder at night. Clay walls are made using clay, water, and some dry grass. Mix all the materials together, then start building at the base and slowly build up. Clay is more commonly used to make bricks. Clay bricks are made by combining clay and water. Some dry grass may also be added. The material is placed into a mold and pressed. Then the bricks are removed and dried. This process is similar to making cement bricks. Two other types of blocks are stabilized earth blocks and adobe blocks. Stabilized earth blocks are made from clay, earth, and 10% cement. Adobe blocks are made from garden soil and grass cuttings. Smart ideas. A render, sand and cement mixture, is essential for clay houses to last a long time. Using a small amount of cow manure in the render will help to prevent damage from insects and weather. The roof should hang past the walls to protect them from damage due to heavy rains. Stone. Stone houses take a long time to build, but once they are built properly, they will last a very long time. Stone walls take a long time to heat up, so they stay cool throughout the day. Stone walls also store heat very well, so the house will stay warmer at night. Another benefit of using stone is that it can easily be combined with other types of materials. There are many good stones, rocks to use. The main problem is transporting them. All right, again, stone houses take a long time to build, but once they are built properly, they will last a very long time. Stone walls take a long time to heat up, so they stay cool throughout the day. Stone walls also store heat very well, so the house will stay warmer at night. Another benefit of using stone is that it can easily be combined with other types of materials. There are many good stones, rocks to use. The main problem is transporting them. Smart ideas. Don't use a cement mixture to hold the stones into place. If you do, the wall will fall down in a few years. Use cement only to fill in the gaps between the stones. To achieve the benefits of using stone while also saving money and time, only use stone for the west wall where the sun sets of the house. This will help to keep the house cool in the afternoon and warm during the night. Bamboo. Bamboo is a very well-known material. It can be used for anything, including roofs, walls, decorations, furniture, and much more. Bamboo is very suitable for coastal areas because it has good ventilation. It is light, but strong and easy to work with. Selecting the right type of bamboo, cutting it in the right way, and curing it will make the bamboo last much longer. For more information on bamboo, see Module 8, Forests, Tree Crops, and Bamboo. Combining materials. Combining materials means building a house using different types of building materials, such as stone, wood, and bamboo. This can be any combination of materials you like. A house built with different materials can maximize the benefits from each material used. For example, clay and stone are the best materials for keeping a house cool during the day and warm at night. Cement blocks don't work very well, but are adequate if they are layered with a render. Bamboo and wood provide good ventilation. Bamboo is fairly inexpensive. Long-lasting woods, like camphor and teak, make a good house frame structure. A tin roof lasts a long time and can be used to collect water. Grass thatching is inexpensive and gives good insulation. A bamboo roof can also be used to collect water. Ideas for house improvement. See house convection, kitchen convection. These ideas can be used for building a new house or renovating an already existing house. Simple, inexpensive improvements can make a big difference to the living area. Ventilation. Good ventilation will keep the temperature of a house cool. Hot air naturally rises. Air vents can be used to help the hot air rise and go out. An air vent is a small hole, approximately 30 centimeters by 15 centimeters in size, covered with wire screen to stop mosquitoes and mice from entering. If there are air vents near the roof, hot air can go out. If there are air vents near the ground, cool air can enter. When hot air leaves through the top air vents, cool air will enter through the lower vents. This is called convection. You need low and high air vents for convection to work. Opening windows will also help to cool down the house. Growing trees and plants around the outside of the house will make the air that enters even cooler. Insulation. Render, plaster. Render is a type of insulation that will keep the house cool during the day and warm at night. A render will cover and protect the walls. It can be used on cement blocks, clay, stone, or even bamboo. For cement, clay, and rock, the thicker the render, the better the insulation. This will also help to ensure the wall lasts longer. Sand, cement, dry cow manure. A cheap render mixture: 8 parts sand, 1 part cement, 3 parts fermented cow manure. To make fermented cow manure, place fresh cow manure in a bucket with water, then leave for 5 to 7 days. Another render mixture: 1 part clay, 4 parts sand, 5 parts fresh cow manure. Hydrated lime, add water as needed. Cow manure helps to seal the render and protect it from insects. Cow manure doesn't smell once it is dry. The lime helps protect the walls from rain damage and acts as an insect repellent. Remember, this is from Indonesia. Render for bamboo and gedeg, woven bamboo walls. This method works very well in colder areas. The process: 1. Cover the split bamboo gedeg with chicken wire on the outside and inside. This will hold the render in place. Rendering both sides of the bamboo gedeg will help protect it from insects and make the material last longer while providing insulation. 2. Apply the render until the wall is covered, till you cannot see the chicken wire or bamboo gedeg. The thicker the better. Smart ideas. A layer of 2 to 3 bricks at the bottom of the wall will help to protect the wood, bamboo, or gedeg from insects, mold, and moisture. Curtains. In cold areas, curtains or cloth that covers the windows from the inside during the night will stop hot air from leaving through the windows and cold air from entering. Roof insulation. Traditional roof materials give very good insulation. Roof insulation will help to keep the whole house or building insulated. It is made to be placed below the roof and help keep the whole room cooler during the day and warmer at night. Insulating a roof can be expensive, but it gives comfort and saves money because it will keep the room cooler, so you will spend less electricity on air conditioners or fans. Natural lighting. It is important to provide natural lighting in the house. If a room is too dark, it is harmful to the eyes, and you will need to use more lighting, such as candles and lamps. This is a problem for some types of traditional houses. Large windows in the house can provide natural lighting. If glass is too expensive or not available, close the window with wire screen. Stop mosquitoes and animals from entering. Skylights. Skylights can be used to increase the amount of light in a house. This can be a piece of clear plastic or clear sheeting that is placed on a part of a room's roofing. Making a house last longer. If you protect wood and bamboo from borers, termites, and other insects, it will last up to, I don't know how many years longer here. Bamboo. For more information on how to choose, cure, and store bamboo, see the section Bamboo in Module 8, Forest, Tree Crops, and Bamboo. Wood. Wood can be cured using paint or sump oil, old car or truck oil, will help to protect wood from termites and borers, especially on the base of a pole. Repaint the wood every 2 years for continued protection. Caution, this does increase the risk of the house catching fire. Use a very hard wood, like eucalypt, to make the poles. White ants and boar insects will take a long time to eat the wood, or will not be able to at all. Traditional ceremonial houses use wood that naturally lasts for many years. This knowledge can be acquired through the community, and this type of long-lasting wood can be planted for future use. Cement post holders lift the bamboo pole off the ground, which prevents termites and white ants from eating the base of bamboo poles. A simple method to make one. 1. Dig a hole in the ground. Use the same depth as would normally be used for a house pole. 2. Prepare an old bucket or used oil can that can be used as a cement mold. 3. Fill the hole halfway with cement. Place the pole inside the hole and pour in more cement until 10 centimeters below the hole's rim. Place the bucket or can around the pole and fill it with cement. Remove the mold when the cement is dry. Keep the area and earth around the house as dry as possible. White ants cannot live in dry earth. Damp earth around the house will bring white ants and encourage mold and fungus growth on walls, which can damage the walls and people's health. Remember, this is from Indonesia. Rendered walls will last much longer. Smoke from a wood fire will deter insects and dry out the walls, hence helping them last longer. However, too much smoke inside a house with a dry roof can be dangerous and harmful to people's health. Because of this, use a chimney or another way for smoke to go out. Roofing nails are much better to use on a roof than normal nails. They help to hold the roof on during strong winds and make it last longer. Insect screens. Mosquitoes carry many diseases. The risk of disease can be reduced by screening all windows and openings of a house. Use mosquito netting over beds for protection during the night. Outside improvements. Pergola shade structure. A pergola or shade structure can be made large or small. This structure is simple to make and it provides shade for the outside living area, while keeping the house cooler inside. Different types of vines can be grown on the pergola, including passion fruit and grapes. Palm leaf can be used to cover the structure and provide shade until the vines grow over it. Pergolas can also be used to shade plant nurseries. Trees and windbreaks. Trees provide shade, protection from strong winds, and keep the house cooler because of moisture in their leaves. Smart ideas. In hot areas, a pergola shade structure can be built or trees can be planted at the west side of the house where the sun sets. This will help to keep the house much cooler during the night. Some trees grow too large to be planted near the house. Too much shade can cause moisture and ventilation problems inside the house. Also, the roots can damage the walls as the tree grows older. Make sure there is not too much shade over vegetable gardens. Gardens. Gardens around the house area add beauty. Flowers, vegetables, and herbs can be grown together. Trees and plants will help to keep the air much cooler because of the moisture in their leaves. Be careful not to plant gardens directly against wooden posts or walls, as this can cause rotting and insect problems. Ponds. Beside producing fish and vegetables, a pond adds beauty to the house area. A pond helps to keep the temperature cooler during the day and warmer at night. This is because water is slower than earth at increasing and decreasing temperature. Add neem leaves regularly to avoid mosquito breeding. Tilapia, gourami, and mujair fish will eat mosquito larvae in the pond. There's probably other fish in the United States that will eat larvae in the pond. Kitchens. Food is prepared and kept in the kitchen. People spend a lot of time in the kitchen, so it is important to provide a healthy, clean, and comfortable environment. The kitchen also includes a washing area. A well-designed and built kitchen should have enough ventilation. This is very important because kitchens often produce smoke. Enough light. This is needed when preparing food. Good sanitation. It should be easy to clean. Good food preparation and storage facilities. Clean water runoff trenches so that water can be reused. A stove and/or oven that reduces the amount of wood used and smoke produced. A place to store and dry firewood. No animals going in and out. An unhealthy kitchen is dark, smoky, difficult to clean, with water lying in puddles outside and animals going in and out. This will cause serious health problems for a family and can spread disease. Women should be included in the process of designing the kitchen because they understand and use the kitchen more than men. So that's the culture in Indonesia. Stoves and ovens. A good stove and oven doesn't produce a lot of smoke. There are types of stoves and ovens that only use a little or no firewood. For more information about how to make and use stoves and ovens, see Module 12, Appropriate Technology. Kitchen ventilation. Ventilation is essential for reducing smoke in the kitchen. Smoke in the kitchen is one of the main causes of tuberculosis, TB, and it can also cause many other health problems. Using plastic for starting fires is also dangerous because it is poisonous, especially in poorly ventilated kitchens. Even when kerosene or gas is used for cooking, good ventilation is still very important. Types of ventilation could include low and high air vents, which allow air to flow. Air vents are small holes, approximately 30 centimeters by 15 centimeters, covered with wire screen to prevent animals or insects from entering. Providing enough windows. A small gap between the walls and ceiling to allow smoke to flow out. Cover this gap with wire screen to prevent animals or insects from entering. A chimney can also be made to allow smoke to quickly flow out of the room.